You will maintain perfect balance. You will never trip, push, or fall. In fact, each step you take, you gain better and better mobility and can move easier, quicker, and faster. It's all going to happen right now on the count of 3, back to 1. People on stage, people in the audience, 3, 2, 1. Sitting up, eyes open. Everybody go ahead and stand up there. Go ahead and stand up. People on stage, want your steps stepping down on the showroom floor. Go ahead and step from the stage onto the showroom floor with perfect balance. And go ahead and walk around the showroom area, going different directions from one another. Walk up and down the different aisleways. Go ahead and walk through the audience there. Go ahead and walk through the audience. Perfect balance there, my dear. Perfect balance. Right down here, perfect balance. Go and walk onto the showroom floor. Walk right down there, perfect balance. And everybody walk around. Continue to walk around the area with perfect balance. Now when I snap my fingers, your hands also grow 3 times the normal size with perfect balance. Now you have the big hands and the big feet walking around the room. Perfect balance, perfect balance. When I snap again, your heads also grow in size. Now you have big heads, big hands, big feet walking around with perfect balance. The reason why your bodies are like this, when I snap again, you realize that you are alien creatures from outer space. Aliens, this is your first encounter with human beings. Go to the closest human that's seated nearest you right now and examine the human beings. When you come to the first human, examine the human's hair. Touch it, feel it, smell it. Humans sit very still. They will not harm you much. And now move to the next human that's seated nearest that one. And when you do, you will examine the human's ears. Be very gentle with the ears. The ear is a delicate piece of anatomy. Touch the ear carefully, gently. Be very careful, as the humans are very delicate creatures. And now turn to the human that's seated behind you now. Go to that human being and examine the human's nose. Be very gentle with the nose, as again the nose is very delicate. Touch the nose, look at the nose. Lean down, look inside if need be. However, no probing necessary, no probing. And now look with your eyes directly into their eyes. And as you do, you recognize and realize that human has information in their mind that you need to extract. And the way to extract that information is to use your telepathic powers and stare as closely as you can with your eyes directly into their eyes. The closer you get with your eyes to their eyes, the more information you can gather telepathically, staring deeply, closely, and intently through the lenses of their eyes and the recesses of their minds. And as the humans try and block you from taking that information, you know how to stimulate them. That's right. Rub their elbows in order to create stimulation. Rub their elbows as you stare in their eyes. Rub their elbows as you stare in their eyes. Rub both elbows as you stare in their eyes. And when I snap my fingers, you are all going to be wide awake, wondering what you're doing. 3, 2, 1. Wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Freeze, 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 frozen like a statue, frozen. As this round of applause is all for you. Give them a tremendous round of applause. All my subjects unfreeze, remain standing, turn so you're facing me. If you can't see me, come out from around the pillar. Relax your arms at your sides. Get a firm plank with your feet underneath your bodies. In the standing position, looking at the bridge of my nose. Looking at the bridge of my nose. In the standing position with perfect balance. Everyone take a deep breath in. As you exhale, once again, your eyes close, your heads roll forward. In the standing position, sleep. As once again, this round of applause is all for you. Give them a lot of love. Yes, yes. Folks, did we have a good time tonight? Yes, yes? Please tell all your friends and family come out and visit us here. We do comedy here every Friday and Saturday, as you're aware. This week a little bit different with the comedy hypnosis. They go back into regular stand-up comedians next week. But please tell everyone to come out. If you want to come back tomorrow, I don't know how we are in sellout. We might have some seats. Every show is different depending on what we have to work with. Let's do this. People in the standing position. On the count of 3, back to 1, you're going to open your eyes. When you open your eyes, you're going to go back to your seats in the audience. However, you will have no knowledge, no recollection whatsoever of having participated in tonight's activity. In fact, you're going to think that perhaps you're just coming back from the bar or the lavatory or something like that. You won't even realize that the show has begun. In fact, when you get back to your seats in the audience, anytime that you hear me and me only say the word hypnosis, you will begin to tell people around you how you personally do not believe in any of this nonsense and how fake and phony you think it is. Every time I say hypnosis, you become a little louder and perhaps a little more indignant. Now, if you are of the personality that likes to use creative language when agitated, if you got to that boiling point where you wanted to yell something out that would be considered vulgar or inappropriate, instead of yelling out anything crass, unbeknownst to you, your subconscious mind will make a substitution, and instead of yelling anything foul, you will merely make a barnyard animal noise in lieu thereof. My homage to vaudeville is almost complete. All these suggestions take place now at the count of 3, back to 1. People in the standing position. 3, 2, 1. Eyes open, grab a seat. Let's give everyone a nice round of applause. Another round of applause for the MC. Very good, very nice round of applause, riding all the way in from Tampa Bay, Florida. Had to switch off drivers for that big trip. All right. So, by way of introduction, my name is Doug McCraw. I'm actually a clinically certified hypnotherapist. Tonight is going to be a show for your enjoyment, for your entertainment. I always like to start things off by finding out a little bit about you. So, by show of hands, how many of y'all have ever witnessed any form of hypnosis? Do we have some folks that have seen some hypnosis? We have a few, very good. Do we have anybody here who has ever participated in a live hypnosis demonstration, or what we call a stage hypnosis show? We have a few, very good. Do we have anybody here who's ever done hypnosis for therapeutic reasons?
No.
Fears, phobias, anxieties.
I don't believe it.
No.
Memory enhancement, energy enhancement,
You know what? I
weight
take
loss,
that
mood
back. I
acquisition,
take that back because I wasn't hypnotized when I went on stage.
sleeping disorders.
Because
Fear
when I
of
went up there, I
Wyoming.
wasn't
Anybody?
hypnotized. You tried, but I faked it. I was faking it when I was on stage.
What's that?
I was faking it when I was on stage.
You were faking what when you were on stage? That wasn't my show, man. All right. Yes, ma'am. You have to go to pick up your kids? They're just getting out of school? What's going on? Where are they?
Claudio, really? ¿Qué pasa?
Okay.
Where you going, girl?
Look here. Relax your arms, take your shot. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Give her a nice round of applause. Yes, yes. Somebody's got the late bell. I always like to discuss hypnosis with people because there's a lot of people who don't know what it is, and that's okay.
Not real.
No, I agree with
What's
that.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
You don't believe what?
Hypnosis.
Why don't you believe in hypnosis?
I just don't believe it. Just I mean,
I'm not here to argue with you. I'm just always curious as to why people feel that way.
I just don't.
Because when I was young, I didn't know anything about this. I didn't believe in it whatsoever.
You still don't.
I grew up in an Air Force family. I'm a very pragmatic guy. I'm a very A to B, B to C type of guy. I got to see it to believe it type of guy. And then I got hypnotized and changed
Yeah, it
my life
ain't real,
forever.
man.
Yeah, you're lying.
What's that,
faked
man?
it.
You lie.
No, that's true. That's my story, man.
No.
No, I
There's
agree
no
with
bad
that.
way.
What's that?
No way. No way.
Well, let me put it to you this way. Florida is one of the few states in the country that actually has hypnosis law. Did you know that?
No, because you're lying.
Anybody here that's a hypnotist
No.
knows anything about Florida law?
There's
For me to work with anybody clinically in the state of Florida
You're
who's
lying.
been diagnosed by a healing arts professional, which can include a doctor, a physician, state licensed therapist, a social worker, which I don't know how that works. But anybody with a state license that deals with people, for me to work with them for whatever ailment they've diagnosed them with, I have to have a referral from that individual before I work with them for that modality or ailment or whatever it is. Did
that
you know that?
doctor's a quack.
Because hypnosis is regulated.
A load of crap.
That doctor's a
Most
quack.
states,
No,
you can just put the word
shut
hypnotist
up,
above your door
shut
tomorrow
up.
and do whatever the heck you want.
No.
Shut up.
Do you know that?
No.
Of course not. People don't know anything in America, do they?
No. Apparently.
They don't. I got a toaster for Christmas last year. It came with a manual that big on how to operate the toaster. How many of you can write that many pages on how your mind and body work together?
Yes.
I challenge you.
Mine and
Can you
mine.
write that?
Yeah.
Are you in psychology?
Yeah, I have my bachelor's in
You have your bachelor's in psychology.
Yeah.
Do you really? Where'd you go to school for that?
UCF.
UCF, very good school for psychology.
I know.
Especially in the educational department. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
One of the top Russian psychologists that works over there. She was big back there, and we'll talk about that after hours.
Okay.
Pretty cool, spooky stuff. So, so when did you graduate?
2010.
2010?
Wait, no. 2014.
2014? Not a lot of math
High
classes
school.
in psychology? That's a whole damn degree. That's 4 years, lady.
Right? 2010 was high school.
Very good. And so what do you do now?
I serve tables.
Serve tables. How do you feel about that?
Exactly.
You joke, people.
It's a laughing matter.
Now, this is a very serious question, and I love to get these answers from psychology people. How much do they talk about hypnosis in
It's a load
psychology?
of crap.
Yeah.
No, it's bullshit.
Yeah, it's
Most
not really.
definitely.
What's that?
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. That's
More
the
bullshit.
clinical term they used in schooling
Yeah.
at UCF.
Yeah.
A little more flippant than I
She
remember
ain't
the
wrong.
university system
She
being.
ain't wrong.
It's more bullshit than split personality.
Why
It's more-
did they, whoever you had lectured to you about hypnosis, why did they not believe in it?
Everybody, not whoever. It was everybody. It
Just
just
everybody?
does not
Now
exist.
let me tell you why. There's two reasons. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, listen to this. If I can take you on in one session and fix you, does that make for a good financial practice?
No.
No.
No, but if you can come back to me week after week after week after week after week after week, and insurance pays for it at an exorbitant rate, can I make a good living?
Yeah, you could.
Good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I make more doing entertainment than I do as a therapist.
You can make good money out
Because
of it.
we're
It's a
able to solve
ripoff.
problems when problems desire to be solved. And that's a caveat. You want to change your life, it's up to you. It's not up to a therapist. You got to want the change, not them.
That's why I'm not successful.
Right? So from a financial standpoint, a lot of psychologists don't like hypnosis because if they understand it right, they understand that you can't make a lot of money doing it. The other side of the equation is psychologists or any university science wants science to be in the scientific model. In other words, A plus B equals C. Well, what's positive to you might be negative to him, might be neutral to me. If all three of us are given the same suggestion, could we not have the same result? Could we not have different results? Absolutely. So that doesn't fit the scientific model now, does it? Nor should it. And I always like that in medicine. They say, this pill does this. Side effects may include blah, 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 blah. And they write out off a litany of 3,000 things with side effects, which the pill didn't do, it did something different, but to get away with it and say it fits the scientific model, we'll just make it a side effect.
Maybe.
Does that resonate with you? Does that make sense, ma'am?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I tell all young people, challenge everything in life. Don't watch a 3-minute YouTube video and think you know everything. I'm almost 50 years old and I constantly do my homework and still research.
Still, the hypnosis stuff doesn't work.
What was your name again, ma'am? Oh, I'm sorry, I caught you right. She was having a sandwich there. What were your thoughts there, sir?
About what?
About hypnosis.
It's crap, man.
It's crap?
Oh, it's a load
Why
of
do you
crap.
feel that way?
I don't believe it at all.
You don't believe it at all?
No.
What do you do for a living?
I work on motorcycles.
Work on motorcycles. That's very cool. What type of motorcycle?
Any.
What
Harley,
kind of motorcycle?
Suzuki,
What's your
Honda.
favorite bike to work on?
Oh, Harley all the way.
Harley. There you go. Very good. Excellent. Now, when I snap my fingers, that chair you're sitting on gets very, very uncomfortable. So, it's interesting that you don't believe in hypnosis because you're actually in a very deep hypnotic state right now. Did you know that, sir?
Nah.
You don't know that?
Nope.
You don't believe that? Snap again, that chair becomes even more uncomfortable. You see, once your mind bites on an idea and is fixated on that idea, I'm in the back door in your subconscious mind. Critical thinking is alive. Muy bien. I'll show you how in life, especially in America, how we're manipulated as people. We all know, for example, that the most nutritious food in America is McDonald's. Do we not? I And it's the healthiest food for you, right? Probably on the contrary. But what is their slogan? What is it?
Happy.
Loving it. What's the most powerful emotion in the world?
Love.
Love. You think that was done on purpose? Shake your head like this. You better believe it was. Most things in life that are bad for you are coupled with a positive emotion. That's how they sell it to you. Did you know this? Have a Coke and a smile. That's probably the worst thing to put in your body. All right, anybody drinking whiskey Coke?
Yeah.
Stop drinking the Coke. That'll kill you. The whiskey's okay. Get off the damn soda. Right. So, what was your name there, sir?
Chris.
Chris, it's actually Jeffrey. What's your name?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, that's what I thought. Now, Jeffrey, how long have you been working on motorcycles?
Just a couple years now.
Couple years. Good for you, man. You have your own shop, or you work for a shop?
No, I just work.
What's your shop, man?
I don't have one. I just,
Don't have one?
No.
Just going door to door?
Yeah.
Got broken stuff?
He's lying.
Very cool. So, I appreciate your candor and your honesty. Anybody else feel like Jeffrey not believe in hypnosis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we already talked to you, man. Anybody else? We had somebody over here? Yeah. What's your name back there, sir?
Tony.
Tony, how are you, Tony?